Brasenose Lake in Oxfordshire is typical of a new generation of day-ticket commercial carp waters. 15 years ago, the gravel workings left this 30-acre lake, and now it's home to 2,500 carp. Now these fish eat lots, grow fast, and wise up very quickly to the methods that we catch them with. So in this programme, we're going to undertake a great bait challenge, and to help me do it, I've got Adam Penning here, one of the country's best carp anglers.
Hello, mate.
You might notice we've got a load of bait in front of us. On this side is all the man-made stuff. Boilies, lots of liquid potions, pellets, thousands of them. In front of Adam, it's all the naturals, all the living baits, maggots, lobworms, and in the tub on the end there, thousands of casters. So what we're going to do, we're going to see what's best. Is the man-made stuff coming out on top, or is the naturals coming out on top? You ready for a challenge, mate?
I'll have a challenge, Kev. Bring it on.
May the best bait win. Well, we've certainly got a huge array of baits for this session, Adam. What would you actually pick to fish with?
Well, I wish it was my choice. I would, bearing in mind these fish have been reared on pellet, I would choose pellet.
Are you not a fan of naturals then? Are you not keen on them?
Oh yeah, I'm a huge fan of naturals. They're a fantastic drawer of carp and all fish.
Well, mate, it's time to draw for it. What are you going to end up with? Are you going to end up with
hopefully those and those.
Yeah, right, OK. Well, I've got some maggots behind my back, in my hands. Pick an arm, mate, and let's see what you end up with.
OK, fingers crossed, I'll have this one. You've done me, haven't you?
Yeah. No. So, mate, you're with the naturals, and I've got the good night's sleep while I pick out the big fish. So never mind. I've got the boilies and the man-made stuff. That's good, isn't it?
Right. Well, OK. Well, I'm going to use matchman's tactics with the maggots, and I'm going to give you a good hiding. And when I've done it, you can eat the maggots.
Lovely.
Well, it's clear from that they both wanted the pellets. Let's try a little experiment. This is a tank of fish that have never seen an angler's bait. I've got a bag of maggots. Lower those into the water. No reaction from the fish at all. Now let's try a bag of pellets. See if it switches them on. Lower them into the tank. Well, I've got a fish on! Unbelievable! Well, it's clear from that not very scientific experiment that it's looking good for the pellets.
Well, the carp bait challenge is on, and with only an hour or so before nightfall, Adam and I concentrate on laying down a nice big bed of fish-attracting feed in our swims. Using a large spod, Adam's decided to feed with a mixture of his natural maggots and casters combined with an oily ground bait mix. But the fish in this lake are not used to his natural baits. I reckon he'll have to work really hard at getting them to feed in his swim. My job? Well, it's a lot easier. These fish are used to being fed on man-made pellets, so I've decided to catapult a tight bed of fish meal boilies onto my short-range rod, and then I'll spot out pellets on the other two. I'm so glad I've got the boilies. I ain't gonna be eating no maggots.
There's a huge slick coming up from the oil in my ground bait. Got a mixture of fish oils and shellfish extract and so on mixed into the ground bait, and I'm using that to put casters and chopped worm into the swim. As you can see, it's giving off a huge attractive slick, which will be mid-water, upper layers and drifting across the surface, which should draw the carp from some distance off.
It's about an hour and a half to go until it gets dark. It soon gets dark in November, I can tell you. So this is the time to get some bait out there. I'm just spotting some pellets and boilies out before nightfall. Now we've got some real bait tricks to show you later, but this is preparation time. There's no time to be wasted. I'm getting the bait. The sun's just setting, some beautiful colours in the sky. The rods are out, they're all well placed, cast beautifully to the clip, so I know they're right on my bait. And I've just had a single bleep on the right hand rod, which was one that I had with a very small solid PVA bag of pellets. So the chance that something is having a root around there, that's why it's just hit the line, give me a little line bite. It's looking good. I just love this time of night. And again.
Oh, Kev had a single bleat then. It's probably the fish swimming through his lines to get to my baited area.
Well, here we go. First night of the session.
Hello, mate. Just spodding out a bit of chop worm and caster.
All the rods set.
Yep, they're all in. I'm just topping up the area.
Right. Well, it's proper slippy here. It's like Somme stuff, it really is.
It is like the sun, but the battle hasn't begun yet.
Well, here we are, first week of November. It's been lashing down with rain at various times over the last couple of days. And you just don't know what the night's going to bring at a time of year like this. It might be 10 degrees or it might be frosty. But it's looking
warm
good.
at the moment.
It's looking good. The baits are out there. When you see us next, hopefully, we'll be in the middle of the night battling with some big carpy. Be another liner again. Oh, then again, maybe not.
You in, mate?
I am indeed, Adam.
Well done. There's a lot of liners going on, weren't there?
Do you know, it's bizarre because I've probably had half a dozen 8 liners on that rod, and I sat there thinking, should I leave it, should I leave it? Have they eaten all the PVA bagged stuff and just left the little bait? So I actually wound it in, redid the bag, then dropped it on the floor and the bag melted, so I had to redo it again, which is a great bit of angling,
isn't it?
Yeah, a great bit of angling. And but the recast has proved worthwhile.
Okay, so that's 1-0 to the man-made baits, assuming you land this, of course. But you've got a lot of activity out there, but they're rolling over my maggots and casters as well, so hopefully it'll be an active night. But
yeah, maybe this is a start.
It's ramped off quite well, though. It could be quite a good fish.
Yeah. Right, I wonder where he is.
Straight out in front. Do you want me to try and knock him off with the net for you, Kev?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, mate, that'd be ever so nice of you. Oh, there he is. Here you come.
Nice and steady. There we go. Well done, mate. Well done.
What a cracking start to the night, and there's a few more hours to go.
Excellent.
I think we might have a few here, mate.
I hope you don't.
Let's have a look at him. He looked a decent one in the water, mate. What does he feel like?
It feels quite heavy, mate. Good mid-double, definitely.
God, he's a right chunk, isn't he?
Yeah.
Look at that. Where's the hook? Oh, there we go. Just inside.
Lovely condition as well, mate.
Yep. PVA bag, the solid bag.
Oh, right.
Very short hook link.
Pellets in it?
Yeah, little tiny pellets. God, he's a right chunk, isn't he?
Very nice too, mate.
What did you say, 16-pound mirror?
I think he's thereabouts, mate. Yeah.
16, 17 pound. Well,
it certainly is an immaculate fish. He's probably never been caught before, mate.
What a beautiful start to the night. The first one for the man-made baits.
1-0 to you, yeah.
1-0 to me, yeah. But it's early doors yet, mate. Don't you worry.
Oh, I'm not worried.
What a cracking fish. Clean as a whistle he is. And well, so early in the evening. Let's hope we get a few more. What a cracker. Oh, go on.
There's one on there, Kev.
I think.
Oh, yeah,
he
definitely. He's in there. Go on.
Yep, he's there, mate.
Yeah,
he's obviously
well
just having a munch, isn't he?
Yeah.
On the spot. They sometimes do that, don't they?
They do, mate, yeah.
Oh, he's come off.
Oh,
yeah,
Kev.
he's come off.
Thank goodness for that. Fantastic. Sorry, mate.
This means war. Now then, I heard a bit of a screamer going on there. Is this one for the maggots?
It is one for the maggots, mate. I just had a liner on the main baited area. Oh, it's fallen off.
No. Sorry, mate. Oh, what a gutter. See, you shouldn't have ill-wished on me.
No, you're right there, mate.
Well, we're in again. And this one feels like another decent fish.
Hello, mate.
Hello.
That was a proper screamer, wasn't it? You caught me with no strides on.
I've got to concentrate on this, you know.
It's my tactics, you see. I'm trying to distract you.
That's dastardly stuff, that. He's actually stripping off down to his pants to put me off.
Sorry, I was just slipping off into the land of Nod then.
Oh, I'm sorry, just to interrupt you, but...
There's your marker. You only just...
Yeah, well, I wasn't fishing too far out with this one, so this is, again, the one at quite close range.
I don't believe this. This could be 2-0 if I don't knock him off.
He feels like a decent fish, this one.
He's got lovely linear scaling, Kev. Well done, mate.
Get in there. Excellent. I believe that's 2-0, Mr. Penning.
Cool.
Penfold takes a beating. Oh, he's a chunk, isn't he?
He's getting very close to £20, I should say, mate.
Do you know, feeling him, yeah, I think he's getting He's getting that. What a weird shape there, aren't there? There are real
dish
chunks
shape
in here, aren't they?
Yeah, it's typical of the Simmons strain actually. High back, deep bellies, fit and healthy, but fat.
Well, what a right result. I'm afraid, Mr. Penning.
That is 2-0.
It's 2-0, and I think it's about time the maggots kicked in. But then again, if you're in your pants all the time, maybe that's what they don't like. Well, it's early morning. I believe Adam had one in the early hours. It wasn't a very big one though. And the fish seem to have gone quite quiet. I'm not really seeing many top at the moment. Now Adam's trying to spur the swim into life at the moment. How are you getting on, Adam?
Hello, mate.
You're just spotting some new bait out.
I won't say good morning because it's not.
Things didn't exactly go to plan then last night.
They didn't, mate. No, it was a very long, frustrating night. I caught one which was so small it still had an egg sac attached. And yeah, all in all, it was very, very slow and very frustrating.
Do you think you've been dealt cards that you can't win from?
No, definitely not. I mean, this is still round 1 of 15 as far as I'm concerned. Ooh. So plenty of time left, and I thought the maggots might be more of a daytime approach anyway because of the visual stimulus.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the rest of these maggots in, mate, and I'm not giving up. Good,
excellent. Well, Adam put some more bait in and gets it going. Let's go and have a look at my successful rig. A little while ago, an expert PVA bag angler called Tim Wagner showed me a rig that I caught on last night and which I want to show you now. It's one that you can use on a lot of waters, and this is the rig that he showed me. A straightforward inline lead here with a 3-inch hook link topped off by a boilie on the end. But it's how you put this rig to use with the bait that really makes an effect. The first step is to thoroughly towel dry the rig and shake it around in some boilie base mix. This will stick to any remaining moisture and absorb it. Then open up a micro-sized PVA bag and add a foundation layer of micro pellet combo mix. Sit the ledger on the pellets, but keep the 3-inch hook link and the main line outside the bag. Next is a great dodge that Tim showed me. Add a couple of crushed boilies into the bag, they really smell. Then fill a syringe with oil-based smelly attractor. It won't dissolve the PVA, and squirt it into the bag. Add a pinch of mini pellets and just poke the hook through the bag from the inside. Drop the boilie into the bag and fill up with a few more micro pellets. The next step is to twist the PVA to tighten the bag. Then seal it with a knot of PVA string. To tighten the bag further and make it even more aerodynamic, slightly moisten the loose flaps of PVA you've pulled out, then stick them down to help form a tight, arrow-shaped bag. This hard, aerodynamic bag will cast a very long way. When the bag hits the deck, water attacks the PVA, it explodes, and you're left with a pile of freebies surrounding the rig and the oily attractor putting out a scent. This can bring quick takes, and even when fish turbulence disturbs the neat setup, you'll still keep loose feed very close to your hook bait. Oh, there we go. It's beautiful seeing them in that clear water coming up. It's a great day for carp fishing today. Here we are, first week in November. Great conditions, nice southwesterly winds blowing, lots of overcast conditions and cloud cover, which is just what you want for a late autumn day. And as you can see, these are the conditions that the carp like to feed in. Here he comes. He's ready for the net, I think. Come on, boy. In you come. Reach for him. Oh, in he goes. Excellente. Oh, look at that for a chunk. Probably 16 pounds, something like that. 15, 16 pound. A real chunky critter, isn't he? I think they've got
another one, Kev.
Yeah, mate, it's another one.
I'd like one of those.
I know, wouldn't you? It's
how much do they cost?
I'll sell you one for a £5.
Sell me a kilo of pellets for a £5.
I think it's becoming quite clear now, isn't it, Adam, that these fish, because they haven't yet been caught a lot on pellets and boilies, they're still hooked on them. But
very much. I think they treat the pellets as their natural food.
Yeah.
And it is proving. Right now, I feel like a snooker player that can't get on the table. You know, there's nothing I can do about it. We'll keep persevering. But
I have to say though, I feel a bit fortunate to be fishing with the baits. Adam quite rightly said right at the start that he would have rather had the baits that I've been using. I think if we came back here in a year or two's time when the fish have been hammered a bit more on pellets and boilies and things, then we'll see the maggots come into their own. But I've still got a sneaking suspicion he's going to have a few yet, I'm telling you.
Oh, I will.
They'll get onto it.
Well done, mate.
Thank you. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. Or in Adam's case, he kick-starts his stove and puts the bacon on to have a delicious fry-up. But it's always when you take your eyes off the rods that you're going to get a bite. Run, Forrest! Now then, was that a flyer or was that a flyer?
It certainly was a flyer, mate.
Maybe this is the maggots and... Oh, no!
Well...
Oh, mate.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
What do you have to do to catch a fish, Adam?
When it's not happening, it's not happening, mate.
Oh,
It
man.
might have been the lobworm tipping the hook that ruined me chance, I don't know. Doesn't matter, they're still out there.
I tell you what, you are the unluckiest angler in Oxfordshire.
It just
at the
fires
moment.
me up, Kev. Now I'm really mad.
Good man, good man. Ah!
Well, that's the way it goes sometimes, but we got a bite, which was what we needed to do, on the maggots, which is excellent. So we're going to persevere. What did the damage, or nearly did the damage? Well, it's a maggot rig that I've been using for quite a few years now, and it creates a very neat little ball of maggots close to the hook. One of the key factors with this is that fishing maggots does attract smaller fish, but by creating a ball of them like this, you can make them fairly impervious to small roach and perch and so on that can attack single and double baits. So how do we make this up? I'll show you. To start off, I've used a coated braided hook link and attached a tiny little rig ring there, and the hook is whipped on in a sort of knotless knot fashion. The second stage creates the ball of bait. It's not for the squeamish, it's very messy. I use a length of dental floss threaded through the eye of a normal sewing needle. Take a handful of baits and just start threading them onto the needle. Thread the blunt end on first rather than a pointed end, as you would if you were hooking a maggot normally, and the bait will stay alive longer. Keep going. We're aiming for sort of 20-25 maggots altogether. Once you've got a few onto the needle, pull them over the needle eye and onto the braid, and then do another chain of 4 or 5 and so on until you've got a nice line of maggots along the braid. Before we actually attach it to the hook, I'm going to push them down into a nice clump like that. You can see it's dripping with juices. It's all a bit messy, don't wear your good trousers. Take the end of the braid and thread it through the ring that you've attached to the end of the hook. And taking the ends of the braid, just tie several overhand knots. You can see the first one's pulled the maggots down into a tight ball by the hook, and it's then simply a process of tying multiple overhand knots, one on top of the other, to secure it. Take a pair of braid blades, trim the braid off there. No need to go too tight. And there you have a writhing, dripping, juicy, live ball of maggots, which irresistible to any fish really that swims, but difficult for smaller fish to eat, and a real good one for carp.
It's evening 2 of the Carp Bait Challenge, and as the sun sets, it's Adam's last chance to prove his natural baits can do the business. Right, well, we've got our rods out now and we're just waiting for a run. And while we're waiting, there's a couple of tips for you here that might help you catch a fish or 2 extra. I'm a real fan of glugged baits, baits that have been soaked in liquid. I love man-made liquids that have got loads and loads of extra flavouring, but I don't glug my baits for an hour or a day or even a week. These ones have been glugging for a year in a flavour that's basically loaded with cinnamon and bun spice, Techni spice it's called, and fish absolutely love them, particularly in cold water. Give it a go, you might be surprised. Now Adam, you've got something that's completely wacky as well, haven't you?
Well, I'm going to be trying my hook bait ball of maggots that I showed you earlier, tipped with a glow-in-the-dark rubber grub.
Now that's not natural, it's rubber, that's the key there, mate.
It is artificial rubber, yeah. So I'm trying to sort of boost the attraction of my natural bait with an unnatural man-made rubber mouldy grub.
And how much do they glow? Let's have a look at them.
They glow pretty well. I mean, these ones are neon green, glow in the dark, come in different colours. So yeah, I'm going to give that a go. It can't hurt.
Well, that's about as natural as silicone boobs, but you never know. It might just work. If your fish can't see in the dark, give them something they can't miss.
Well, all day been spodding and casting and just keeping those maggots going into the swim in the hope that if they did get onto them, it would pay off. And to be honest, I was beginning to lose the faith a bit. It's been a bit of a slog, no sleep last night. Kev's alarm's going off constantly. But it just goes to show that, you know, if you just keep the faith, keep the bait going in, it can pay off.
Yeah.
And although it's been a bit of a hard pill to swallow, it's been a very, very interesting learning curve for me to see something that, I mean, it's nice in a lot of ways that there's no cert in carp fishing. And this, for me, has been a real fascinating session, really.
This looks like a proper one, mate. He's still going.
The way this is going, Kevin, I think it's.
Could this be a 2-0, do you think? Could this be a 20?
No. If it is, then I would have to say that cancels out 3 of yours.
This could be his 147 break, the equivalent of this could.
I've just seen him. I think he's about £15, which is brilliant. Pleased with that a lot. Let's keep him coming. Well done, son. Thank you very much, mate.
Well done, you bloody well deserve that.
Thank you very much. Cheers, fella. Right.
Bring him ashore. Your very hard-won prize, mate.
I'm happy with, I'm ecstatic actually with
That's
that, Kev,
fantastic.
to be honest. I mean, they say that, you know, if you put in enough in fishing, you do get some reward, and sometimes you don't. And on this occasion I have. I'm happy, very, very happy with that.
Persistence pays.
Yeah.
It has been a bizarre session, always round. And this beauty, this gorgeous fish is the one that you have well deserved, this one. There he is, beautiful. What, 14, 15 pounds, something like that.
I love it. Really, really pleased with that. You know, I've caught bigger carp, but
I bet you've not worked harder for one, I have to say.
Not for quite some time, mate, I tell you. It's it goes to prove, you know, you do get out what you put in sometimes. It's been fascinating.
Don't discount the baits that Adam's had, the tactics that he's used to catch this fish on, I reckon, 95% of other fisheries around the country.
Kev and I have both in the past done very well using those sort of tactics on big carp venues. So don't discount them, give them a go. They're well worth it.
Here's the proof.